Outside of him in the first row, Roger Shenstone aboard the number 72 car. 17 of Tom Beal. Glenn Lennon in the 9X. Lee Winger will be driving car number 2, third row inside. Outside of him, the 85 or B52, Rob Golding. Tony Kelly in the number 12 car. Larry Erskine in the 67. The 8 of Craig Erskine. And the 19 or 191 is Gord Great. Off the number 4 corner, Barry Davidson, our starter, looks them over and the green flag is up. As the cars head into turn number 1 side by side, looking to see who'll get the advantage coming off that number 2 turn. And it looks like it's going to be Jim Swing in car number 40. Roger Shenstone settles into second. Third place, it's the number 2 of Lee Winger. Lee Winger in the number 2, your new leader, off turn 4 down the front straightaway. So number 2, Lee Winger, is our leader in the number 1 corner. Moving back to the runner-up spot will be Jim Swing in that number 40 car. Roger Shenstone on the high side of turn 2. He's going to lose another position if he's not careful going down that back straightaway. Off the number 2 corner, getting the pressure from the 40 of Jim Swing. And Winger holds on through turns 3 and 4. Way on the high side, turn number 4. But he makes it stick and heads down the front chute. Lee Winger, car number 2, he's your leader. Jim Swing trying to take that position away in the number 40 car. And there's the white flag, signaling one more lap to go. Jeff Marks in the number 4 car runs third on the field. And Winger goes to the inside. He's your leader coming off turn 4. It's going to be a race down to the checkered flag. And the number 2 of Lee Winger gets the win. Jim Swing will be second in car number 40. Third will be Jeff Marks aboard the number 4 car. B52 of Bob Golding will come home in 4th place.
Outside row. In row 2, it's a 53 of Russ Davidson and the 69 of Rick Simmons. The 06 of Rick Champagne and the number 5 of Dave Dykstra in row 3. In row 4, it's the 05 of Peter Reed and the F30 of Derry Deschamps. And rounding out the last row, it's the points leader in the street stock division, the 310 of Mike Dooley and the 45 of Darrell Haville. Starter buried eighth and looks over the field. Green flag comes out. Our first street stock heat is underway. JT Miller in the 33 quickly out in front. Russ Davidson back to 7. Here comes Rick Champagne in the 06 on the inside. Rick Simmons in the 69 is in 4th presently. Here comes Dave Dykstra in the number 5 in 5th place. Your leaders, the 33 of JT Miller, Davidson second, Champagne in third, they're 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. It's Dave Dykstra on the inside, Peter Reed on the outside, and here comes the points leader, the 310C of Mike Dooley. Coming from the back of the field after 2 laps, finds himself in 6th position as JT Miller comes by the start-finish line to lead the Lot 2. 2 laps more to go on our first straight stock heat of the evening. Here's your leader still after 3 laps. It's JT Miller. 53 of Russ Davidson remains the same. And Dave Dykstra is third. 06 of Rick Champagne is 4th. In 5th, the 05 of Peter Reed trying to get Champagne on the inside. And right behind them is the 310C of Mike the Candyman Dooley. JT Miller still your leader with 2 to go. Russ Davidson gets a little wide. Coming around turn 4, gets into the side of Dave Dykstra, slowing him down, allowing the 05 of Peter Reed to take over 2nd place. Be the white flag lap this time around. Your leader has been from the start, the 33 of JT Miller. In 2nd is the 05 of Peter Reed, 53 of Russ Davidson, and 4th is Dave Dykstra. But here comes Mike Dooley on the outside. That's the 310 and last week's feature winner, the F30 of Jerry Deschamps, trying to pick his way through the order. As JT Miller comes around for our first heat of the evening, he gets the checker flag. If Peter Reed is 2nd, Russ Davidson is 3rd in the 310C. Mike Dooley coming close to the wall is 4th. And in 5th is the F30 of Jerry Deschamps as the number 5 of Dave Dykstra heads to the pit area with a rear flat tire. So there's our first street. Then we have the 73K of Ron Kingsbury and the 31A of Paul Plant. In row 3, it's the 6 of Aaron Vosses and the A1 of Jeff Cook. Then we find the 01J of Jeremy Wilson, the 08 of Kurt Wilson, the 1M of Rob Murray. The 18 of Chris Ells, a latecomer here this evening, joining the rear of the pack. Fargnoli's your early leader going into turn 1. On the outside, the 31A of Paul Plant, trying to gain on the 73 of Ron Kingsbury. Kevin Coker is presently 2nd. They're taking him 3 wide going into turn 3. Fargnoli brings him around turn 4, coming down the front straightaway. He's your leader. Kevin Coker is 2nd. Ron Kingsbury is 3rd, but Paul Plant, the 31A, still trying on the outside. Aaron Voss is in the 6th now on the inside of Ron Kingsbury, taking away that 3rd position. He's got the inside. Kingsbury's on the outside. Here comes your leader, Ed Fargnoli. Leading after 2. Kingsbury is 2nd. Bass is now up to 3rd. Ron Kingsbury in 4th, but here comes Plant on the inside in the 31A. Plant now in 4th, and coming up beside him is the 08 of Kurt Wilson. Starting back in that 8th position, trying to get himself through the order. Fargnoli still your leader after 3. Kevin Colford is 2nd. Aaron Vosses is 3rd. Paul Plant is 4th. The 08 of Kurt Wilson's 5th. Kingsbury is 6th. Rob Murray is 7th. Jeremy Wilson is 8th. And the number 2 of Rob Deswades is 9th. And 18 of Chris Alves is 10th. And rounding out the 11th is the A1 of Jeff Cook. Coming around for a white flag lap, your leader has been the number 10 of Ed Fargnoli. Kokrich getting a little sideways there, allowing the 6 of Aaron Vosses by him. Kokrich now back Paul Plant in fourth. Kirk Wilson is in fifth. Here we come for the checker flag for a second street stock heat. The winner is going to be the number 10 of Ed Fargnoli. Aaron Voss is second. Kevin Colbert third. Paul Plant is fourth. And rounding out the top five look to be the 08 of Kirk Wilson. For their first heat of the evening, they'll have a 30-lap feature later on. The 1A of Brian Hollowell, your pole sitter. The 78 of Rick Baker beside him. In row 2, it's the 20 of Jay Trees and the 6 of Butch Zimmerman. The 1S of Don Schultz, the 400 of Danny Gilbert. The 99 of Mike Martin and the 56 of Derek Lemaire. Green flag's out for a first pro stock heat of the evening. Baker quick on the gas there to take the lead into turn 1 and 2. The 1A of Hollowell back to second, and here comes Butch Zimmerman in the 6, taking away that position. The 400 Gilbert getting a little high in the backstretch. Baker's your leader. Zimmerman up to second, Hollowell's third, but he's getting chased by the 13 of the Voss and the 1S of Don Schultz. So 78 is your leader, coming around to complete lap 2. Butch Zimmerman in the 6 is second, Hollowell's third, the Voss is fourth. The 1S of Don Schultz is fifth. In 6th is Danny Gilbert, Lemaire is 7th. In 8th we find the 99 of Mike Martin, and rounding out the top of the field is the number 20 of Jay Trees. Zimmerman now your leader, getting Baker on turn 3 and 4. Making great move there. Lemaire in the 56, spinning in turn 4. That's going to bring out the... Lemaire gets it going. Keeps it green flag racing. Here comes your leader, Zimmerman. Baker second. DeVos now up to third. Hollowell back to fourth. Dave Schultz is in fifth. Gilbert sixth. Schultz trying to get on the door panels of the 1A of Hollowell. Lemaire having difficulties with that car, coming very slow into turn 3 and 4 as your leader. Butch Zimmerman comes down the front straightaway. A little over the edge for him, driving hard he is with 2 laps to go. DeVos is now second. Hollowell gaining 2 positions back on turns 3 and 4, finds himself in third. Schultz is fourth, Baker is fifth. This will be the white flag lap. Your leader has been Zimmerman. DeVos is second, Hollowell third. The 1S of Schultz is fourth, and fifth is Danny Gilbert. Here's your leader and winner of our first heat. That's Butch Zimmerman the 6th, DeVos is second, Hollowell is third. Schultz is fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is the 400 of Danny Gilbert. Now the call to action for our second pro stock heat of the evening is Gordy Wilson.
Well, the car's up on the speedway now. In the number 5 cars, Jeff Damon aboard the number 5. They'll share the first row. Second row inside is Nick Mikoff. In the 27 car, Roger Chrysler, the T21. Bill Gill driving car number 9. Third row inside, Sean Cuse in the 7S. He's on the outside of that third row. Fourth row, it'll be Dave Schultz in the 12S. So the cars lined up side by side, ready for the start. As starter Barry Davidson looks them over. Green flag, and we're underway. Down the front straightaway comes the 5 of Damon. Damon will take the lead in turn number 1. Jeff Damon out in front. He'll bring the field off turn 2, head down the back straightaway. Jason Harper in the number 19 runs second. Roger Chrysler, the T21, moving to the outside, trying to take that third spot away. And it looks like Chrysler will move up there into third, now pressuring for second. Coming in quickly on the inside is the 12S of Dave Schultz. Dave Schultz up there mixing it up a little bit, trying to get to spot number 3. Holds a tight line coming off turn 4. Goes to the inside of Jason Harper's number 19. There they are, side by side, in turn number 1. It'll be Dave Schultz now running second. He'll try and reel in our leader, Jeff Damon, aboard the 5. Roger Chrysler, the T21, moving up quickly. He wants that third spot as he goes underneath the 19 of Jason Harper. Sean Cuse in the 7S follows. Nick Mikulev in the number 27 car rounds out the field along with the 9 of Bill Gill. Your leader remains car number 5, Jeff Damon out in front. He's your leader. Dave Schultz running second in the number 12 S car. White flag signaling one more lap to go. Just 2 turns for our leader, Jeff Damon, aboard the number 5 car. Damon sets it up in turn number 4, comes down, looks up, sees that checkered flag. He'll get the win. Jeff Damon, car number 5, your winner. Dave Schultz in the 12S will run second. Third will be Roger Chrysler aboard the 21 car. Sean Cuse in the 7. Jason Harper, car number 82 will be the Ken Winfield car. He'll start up there in the first row. The 42 of Pete Bicknell, row number 2 on the inside. Jamie Turner side by side with the 39 of Don Turner. Father and son going side by side, third row in our first qualifier. Aboard the number 53 car will be Dwayne Winfield, and driving car number 12, Fred Cade. Green is out and we're underway. Top 2 cars will redraw for the big 50-lap feature here tonight. So the top 2 cars in each of the qualifying heats will redraw. Hope to get a good position in the feature here tonight. Dan Miller, car number 22, holding on to the lead. Off the number 2 turn down the back straightaway with Pete Bicknell, car number 42, dogging him right behind the rear bumper. And there's the number 3 of Chad Brockman. Brockman trying to hold sight of the leaders. Now it's Bicknell out in front. Pete Bicknell, car number 42, your new leader. Dan Miller running second. Brockman holds on to that third position. Jamie Turner, car 11, runs in fourth. Fifth belongs to Winfield. That's Kenny Winfield in the 82 car. Fred Cade next in line, car number 12, followed by the 39 of Don Turner and the 53 of Dwayne Winfield. Here comes your leader off the number 4 turn. That's Pete Bicknell, car 42, bringing the rest of the pack with him. Now, first race, turn number 1. Of Jamie Turner, being followed by the 12 of Fred Cade. That's your top 5 with the white flag signaling one more lap to go. Brockman trying to move up and take over that spot from the 22 of Miller, but he won't reach there that far. Checkered flag for Pete Bicknell, car number 42, as he gets the win. Dan Miller holds on for second. Chad Brockman in the number 3 spot. Fourth goes to Jamie Turner. Car number 5, Fred Carlton behind the wheel. Todd Gordon driving car number 93. Chris Ricker in the 13. And Andy Green driving car number 24. Green flag is out and we're underway. Our second qualifier for the modifieds. Remember, the top 2 cars will redraw for their starting position in the big 50-lap feature coming up later on this evening. Here comes Greg Panunti, car number 99. He'll lead lap number 1. Greg Panunti throws it in sideways up there in the number 4 corner, settles down the front straightaway with Brian Stevens running second. Brett Carlton sitting there in the number 3 spot. Ron White aboard the 5W sits in 4th position. Running 5th, Ken Cosgrove aboard the 30 car. That's your top 5 with 3 laps showing on the lap counter. And Chris Ricker loses the handle up there in turn number 4. That'll bring the caution out. We'll slow the cars down and have a restart. Our second modified qualifier on the track. Top 2 finishers in each of the 3 modified heats will redraw for their starting position. 50 exciting laps of modified racing coming up just a little later on this evening. And the green is out. We're underway once again. The 99 of Greg Panunti will lead them through turns number 1 and 2. Panunti down the back straightaway with the rest of the field in tow. Here comes Brian Stevens battling for that number 2 spot, trying to close the gap between him and front runner Panunti. Right behind them is Fred Carlton for the number 5 car. And Carlton really making a move up there in turn number 1. He'll take the runner-up spot away from Stevens. So Carlton now runs second, Stevens back to third. Your leader still the 99 of Greg Panunti. Checkered flag for Greg Panunti in the number 99. The number 5 of Fred Carlton will be second. Third will be the number 44, Brian Stevens. It'll be Ron White running in 4th, and in 5th place, 72, that's Larry Lampman. He'll go from inside of the second row. On the outside of the second row, car number 38, Scott Wood. The 26 of Rick Rickner will go from inside of the third row. Paul Ashton in the 3A outside of that third row, and in the number 17 car, Harry Sittler. So that's a lineup, our third modified qualifier. They'll take another trip around the speedway before they get to green. Nose to tail ready for the start of this third modified qualifier. Picking up the pace in turn number 4. Green flag, and we're underway as the 123 of Robbie Kroll takes the early lead. Kroll throws it into turn number 2. He'll bring the rest of the field off the number 2 turn, heading down the back straightaway. Larry Lampman running second in the number 72. Scott Wood in the 38 sits in third position. Here comes Rick Rickner in the 26. It's Robbie Kroll, car number 123, battling for the lead with Larry Lampman. In the 72 car, Lampman closing up, getting close now, wants a challenge for the lead. Kroll out in front, Lampman second. Scott Wood in the 38 sits there in third spot, looking for an opening underneath. Can't quite make it. the 72 of Larry Lampman. Those two cars battling lap after lap for the lead, but it looks like Kroll's going to hold on. This time, here comes Lampman on the inside. Larry Lampman in the 72, trying to get the bike down low to overtake the 123 of Kroll. White flag is out, 1 lap to go, and here comes Lampman on the inside once again. Lampman took the lead going across the start-finish line. Kroll on the outside gets the advantage coming off turn number 2. So Kroll back out in front. As they head into turn number 4, Lampman goes to the high side, tries to get the bite up high, can't make it. It'll be Kroll with the win. Lampman running second aboard the 72. Third place belongs to Scott Wood in the 38. 26 of Rick Rickner will run fourth. And in fifth place, Harry Sittler in the 17. They're followed across the line
by the B52 of Rob Golding, the 222 of Dave Margin and Mike Giberson in the 11, the 54 of Brian Laurie in the 8 ball of Mark Swayze, the 8 of Greg Erskine, the 27 of Dave Bittner, the 191 of Gord Great, the 9X of Glenn Lennon, the 67 of Larry Erskine, the 72 of Roger Shenstone, the 16 of Holly Cooper, the 17 of Tom Beals, and rounding out the field to be the 22B of Mike Baxter. So green flags out. Our 25-lap mini feature underway. The early leaders, the 24 of Norm Mark, the 9 of Bob Gill trying to catch him. Blair Young, always a great runner here, and the 2EZ is in third. Number 40 of Jim Swing is in fourth. So after 1 lap, our top 4 remains the same. In fifth is the number 4 of Jeff Marks, and then the 65 of Andy Towlak. So coming in to complete lap number 2, your leaders, the number 20 of Norm Mark. Bob Gill, a little shaky coming around turn 4, and the number 40 of Jim Swing gets by the 2EZ of Blair Young. The 191, Gord Great gets it around in turn 1. Number 54, Brian Laurie, just getting around him. We keep it going. 191 gets it going forward again as the leaders now approach him. The 24 is slowed by the lap car. Norm Mark there, oh, he's getting a little shady there, trying to control that lead. Your leader is the number 24 of Norm Mark, a little over-aggressive going into turn 3 and 4, losing that lead to the 2EZ of Blair Young. Number 9 of Bob Gill is presently in second, and third is the 40 of Jim Swing. 191 of Gord Great. That's a lap car amongst the leaders. The number 4 of Jeff Marks will be your fourth place car, and in fifth would be the number 65 of Andy Towlak. Your leader is Blair Young, but the number 9 of Bob Gill getting underneath him as they approach the 27. The 27 being Bob Gill, just informed he's the 9X car. It's the actual number 9 of Glenn Lennon. He's your leader. 2EZ of Blair Young is second. So Glenn Lennon is your leader. The number 40 of Jim Swing is the third. In fourth is the number 4 of Jeff Marks, and in fifth is the number 65 of Andy Towlak. 7 laps complete, 18 to go. Number 4 coming over the edge on turn 4. He was right in the top 5. That's Jeff Marks. There's Winger and number 2 car, the 191 of Gord Great coming together going into the infield. The yellow comes out. The leader looks to be the number 9, the B52 of Rob Golding. Then we had the number 12 car of Tony Kelly and the number 11 of Mike Giberson, 7 and 8th. Present in 9th, it looks to be the 8th ball in 9th. That's Mark Swayze, starting in the 13th position. And in 10th position, looks to be the number 17 of Tom Beals. Beals starting in the 21st position, finding himself in the top 10 with 16 laps remaining. So the towing crew having some difficulty with that 4 of Jeff Marks, holding us up here just shortly. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, 50 laps of great action coming up. This is a Syracuse qualifier. This is one of the 2002 Syracuse Sunoco Plus 358 Modified Championship qualifiers. Pace car is in, green flag's out, we resume racing. The battle's between the number 9 of Glenn Lennon and the 2EZ of Blair Young. The number 40 of Jim Swing hanging in that 3rd position. The 65 of Andy Tulloch is in 4th. And here comes the 222 of Dave Margin. Ten laps complete, 15 to go. The number 11 car of Mike Giberson making ground. Trying to gain on the B52 of Rob Golding for that 6th position. Your leader has been the number 9 of Glenn Lennon. Blair Young. 3rd is Jim Swing. 4th is the 65 of Andy Towlack. In 5th is the 222 of Dave Martin. In 6th looks to be the number 11 of Mike Giberson. The B52 of Rob Golding is 7th. In 8th is the 17 of Tom Beals. Moving himself tremendously through the field. Up in the 8th position after starting 21st. So let's see the 17 of Tom Beals if he can gain on the leaders. 12 laps remaining. Your leader continues to be the number 9 of Glenn Lennon. He's been holding about a 15-car length lead over the 2EZ of Blair Young and the number 40 of Jim Swing, but he's now getting involved with lap traffic. Getting by the 27, here comes the 2EZ, he's up over the edge. Number 40 trying to close him, he's our 3rd place car. The 65 of Andy Tulloch remains in 4th, and in 5th is the 222 of Dave Margin. The top 5 has not changed. 9 laps remaining, 16 complete. Your leader coming up on 3 lap cars. The 67 of Larry Erskine just getting lapped, as well as the 998, that's Craig Erskine, and the 9 of Bob Gill. Your leader still is the number 9 of Glenn Lennon. 2nd is the 2EZ of Larry Young. 3rd is Jim Swing. 4th continues to be the number 65 of Andy Tulloch, and in 5th it's the 222 of Dave Margin. 6th is the B52 of Rob Golding. In 6th place is the number 17 of Tom Beals. So we have 18 laps complete. This time by, there'll be 6 laps remaining as your leader comes by the start-finish line. The 40 continuing to try to catch the 2EZ of Blair Young for that 2nd position. That's our race out there. It's for that 2nd and 3rd position. The number 9 car. The 9X, I believe that is Bob Gill up against the wall here in front of the stands, going to bring out the yellow with 5 laps remaining as your leader comes by the start-finish line. The 8 ball heading to the pit area, that's Mark Swayze, obviously experienced. 50-50 is at $600 and climbing, so be sure to get your 50-50 tickets. We go back to green flag racing with 5 laps remaining. Your leader has been from lap 3, the number 9 of Glenn Lennon. Too Easy of Blair Young is still second. The 40 continuing, that's Jim Swing to get by him. Can't do it. 4 laps remaining, 21 down, 4 to go. There's your leader, the number 9 of Glenn Lennon. Unless he has mechanical troubles with that car, he may just well be our feature winner. The Too Easy of Blair Young in the 40, continuing the battle for that second and third position. And here comes the 222 in fourth, that's Dave Margin. And the 24 car of Norm Mark, battling out for fourth and fifth place. This time by, there'll be 2 laps remaining for our leader, the number 9 of Glenn Lennon. 40 of Jim Swing is second, eventually getting by the 2 Easy of Blair Young after 22 laps. Took a little time, but he's accomplished it, and now trying to pull away from the 2 Easy of Blair Young with 1 lap remaining. The 24 of Norm Mark, now up into fourth place and regulated back to fifth, is the 222 of Dave Margin. White flag lap, 1 to go. Number 2 getting a little sideways, coming down the front straightaway, that's Lee Ringer as your leader, getting ready to come around third 3 and 4. Getting ready to take the checker flag is the number 9 of Glenn Lennon. In second is the 40 of Jim Swing. Third is the 2 Easy of Blair Young. Fourth looks to be the 24 of Norm Mark, and rounding out the top 5 is the 222 of Dave Margin. So there you have it, our top 5 in tonight's mini feature. Your winner, the number 9 of Glenn Lennon, leading for 22 laps.
Well, there's Glenn Lennon out of his car. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. A big round of applause for tonight's 4-cylinder winner, Glenn Lennon. Well, we're glad you could be here tonight at Merrittville Speedway, and a happy Canada Day to all of you on behalf of all of us here at Merrittville Speedway. We'd also like to wish our American friends, hope they have a 4th of July. Although today is Canada Day, it's also Merrittville's birthday. 51 years ago today, the Speedway opened. So happy birthday to Merrittville Speedway. Hey, tonight is your last chance to enter the drawing for Molson Indy VIP tickets. Stop by the Pit Stop Beer Garden tonight and enjoy your favorite Molson product and enter to win VIP tickets for the Molson Indy. And Merrittville Speedway would like to welcome our special guest here with us this evening from Cotton Wood Motorsports, KLM Racing, TRW, Modern Landfill, Costco Haulage, the Dooley family all the way from California, and all the Thorold Junior B Blackhawk hockey volunteers, and the guest of David Chevrolet Oldsmobile, the Birdie and Clinton Insurance Agency. So welcome to all our guests enjoying the races here this evening. Bruce Schwartz, could you come to the tower, please? Bruce Schwartz, could you come to the tower, please? Car number 6 will go from the 9th spot. Peter Reed, the 05 from the 10th starting position. Jeremy Wilson in the 01J. The F30 of Jerry Deschamps, he was Saturday night's feature winner here at Merrittville Speedway. The 08 Kirk Wilson behind the wheel. Mike Dooley, the Candyman, in the 310. He'll go from the 14th starting spot. Rob Murray in the 1M. The 45 of Darrell Havel. Dave Dykstra aboard the 5. Bob Ohsweken Greg Ayers in the 17. We're under green, our street stock feature on the track. Ed Fargnoli in the number 10 sets it up in turn 4. He's your leader and he'll lead lap number 1. JT Miller running second. Number 31 up there of Paul Plant as he has the front end pushed into the tire barriers. So we'll see if we can get him going before the rest of the field catches up. Come on, Paul, move it, put it in gear. Here you go. And he's back running. Car number 10 off turn number 4. Ed Fargnoli challenged by the 33 of J.T. Miller. Miller goes around the outside up in turn number 2. We've got a new leader on the speedway. Car number 33, J.T. Miller. Bunching up, looking for a little bit of room on the inside. They can't all go to the inside. Battle for the lead off the number 4 corner. 2 cars that were out there from the beginning. That's J.T. Miller in the 33. Ed Fargnoli in the number 10 car. Jerry Deschamps in the number 30, moving up quickly. Found a little something on the outside of the speedway, so he's running up on the high side. Found that groove. He won last Saturday night. He's going to try and do it. Third spot now. Right behind him, he brings the Candyman with him. Here comes Mike Dooley in the 310. So Deschamps coming through traffic, bringing Mike Dooley right with him. Deschamps looks to the inside, wants that number 2 spot in turn number 1. Jerry Deschamps in the 30 takes over the runner-up spot. And we've got 2 cars coming together up in turn number 2. They're still moving. That's Ed Fargnoli in the number 10. And Mike Dooley in the 310. J.T. Miller, still your leader, out in front. car has gone flat. So a tough break for Jerry Deschamps in that F30. J.T. Miller out in front, car number 33, he's your leader. Rob Murray in the 1M and sitting there in second spot. Davidson in the number 53 car wants to take that third position away. He's side by side with Peter Reed as those two cars battle for position in turn number 4. Rob Murray going to 1M now, putting the pressure on our leader. Our leader is J.T. Miller in the 33, but he's got his hands full now. Rob Murray right there, and gets beside him going down the front straightaway. Ron Kingsbury in the 73K looking the wrong way up in turn number 3. Elevating the clutch now, slow it down, and have a restart. And we're under green once again in our street stock feature. J.T. Miller out in front, car number 33, but it's Rob Murray in the number 1 car, sitting in second. Kurt Wilson for the 08 runs third, and Aaron Vassos in the number 6 is fourth. Peter Reed, the 05, runs fifth. Loses the handle up there in the number 4 corner. And he swings it around. Pace car off the racing surface field on their own. The green flag is out and we're underway. With J.T. Miller out in front, but Rob Murray ever there in 1. Rob Murray wants to lead going down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Two cars side by side. It looks like Murray has him by about a half a car length. Murray trying to hold on, coming off the number 4 corner. We've got a new leader, Rob Murray out in front. He's your leader, car number 1. J.T. Miller now running second. Kurt Wilson in the 08 car sits in third. Coming around the outside, the number 6 of Aaron Vassos. Vassos is going to move up and take that third spot away. Aaron Vassos, car number 6, runs third. Wilson running third. Fourth is Aaron Vassis in the sixth. Peter Reed in the 05 runs fifth. Battle for second on the Speedway is Kirk Wilson in the 08. Gets upside side with the 33 of J.T. Miller. Out in front, 1M of Ron Murray out in front. J.T. Miller meets the Merrittville wall. Behind him is Kirk Wilson in the 08 car trying to close the gap. Reel in our leader if he can. Aaron Vassis in the number 6 car runs third. Here comes the number 45 up quickly. Daryl Havel trying to close the gap. Car runs third on the field. Daryl Hamlin, number 45, is fourth. White flag, last trip around. Here comes our leader in turn number 3. That's the 1M of Rob Murray. He'll come down with a checkered flag in the end. Rob Murray.
And an I Am Canadian t-shirt for lucky program number 108. The next one, from the King Street Car Wash, King Street and Welland, sponsors of Rob Pitts number 69, a gift certificate for a free exterior car wash for adult ticket number 005795.
Well, here comes Rob Murray back with the checkered flag after his victory lap around the Speedway. Did a good job out there this evening in our street stock feature. There's Rob Murray, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause for the big feature win here tonight. Well, Merrittville Speedway very proud tonight to have someone with us we can talk to. He's what they call a track chaser. He's been all around the United States and Canada, different speedways, and he's trying to make them all. Well, I'll tell you what, his name is Randy Lewis. He comes from San Clemente, California. And Randy, you've made just about every speedway there is in the United States and Canada, haven't you?
Well, tonight, Merrittville Speedway is number 582.
582 speedways?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of tracks, but actually there's another 1,000 out there. So when I go to plan for the next trip, I've got a lot to pick from.
Yeah, you've got your choice. It's not like you're limited to just a few tracks. It's got to be amazing just to get around and see the different types of racing, different race fans, and the different types of cars. And it's really, boy, I'll tell you, I wouldn't mind following you around for a while.
You know, I get that a lot. It is a lot of fun. When you travel all over the country, and I've actually been to Australia, and I made a couple of trips to the United Kingdom and seen races in England and Scotland and the Isle of Man. There is a lot of racing, a lot of different people, a lot of things to see in this world, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, you know, on my radio show, I'm continuously trying to tell people motorsports racing is the #1 spectator sport in the world, and they don't believe me, but it really is. If you look down at all the people and all the different tracks, there's more spectators go to see auto racing in 1 year than any other sport.
Yeah, I've heard that, and it's growing in popularity. I think TV's done a lot for it. A lot of people that didn't even know too much about racing saw it on TV, started to come out to these kinds of tracks. And a place like Merrittville Speedway here, I mean, I go to a lot of tracks, and there are a lot of very poorly run shows. This is a great show. I mean, they just keep running the races, one race after another, and just about every race I've seen tonight's been right down to the wire. So everybody who comes to this track is pretty fortunate, because this is probably in the top 10% of all the tracks I go to.
Well, we thank you very much for that, and I will say, you picked a very nice night to be here. It's not only Canada's birthday we're celebrating, but we're celebrating the 51st continuous year of racing here at Merrittville Speedway.
Well, and there are only a handful of tracks that can say they've been running for 50 years, so that says something about Merrittville. I just want to wish everybody from Canada a happy Canada Day. I played golf with some folks today, and they were telling me about the history of Canada, and it was pretty interesting. I really appreciated them doing that for me.
Well, we're glad you could stop by and talk and spend a little time with us here tonight. Have a safe trip on the rest of your voyage around, and hope you see a lot of fine racing. I know you will, and I hope you come back and see us someday.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And we understand you just retired?
Actually, July 1st is my first day of retirement after 30 years with the Procter & Gamble Company, if some folks may know about that here in Canada.
Oh, yeah, we're very familiar with that here. Big plant right up the road, not too far away. Yeah, but anyway, it really is a pleasure having you here, and we're glad we could speak to you a little bit on the air.
Again, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Okay. That's Randy Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, track chaser. He's been around a lot of speed.
Get things together there on his machine and get back here for the big event, the 50-lapper. Brian Stevens being a feature winner twice here already this year. Hopefully he can get it back together and give him his chance to try to make it 3 victories in the 2002 season at Merrittville. So the pace car brings the field around. We'll be getting ready for our 30-lap Pro Stock feature. Your pollster, as mentioned, is the 6 of Butch Zimmerman, and then Jeff Damon, the outside pole. Steve DeVos and the 12S of Dave Schultz in row 2. Row 3 is Barry Hullowell, Brian Hullowell, and Roger Kreitzer. Row 4 is Don Schultz and Kevin Cuse. Row 5 is Dan Gilbert and Jason Harper, Mike Martin, and Nick Mekuloff in row 6. Row 7 is the number 20 of Jay Trees and the number 9 of Bill Gill. And rounding out our field will be the number 56 of Derek Lemaire and the 78 of Rick Baker. Any fans looking for your issue of Merrittville's official program, you can get it at the novelty booth. It's the first edition of Merrittville's 2002 racing program, available at the novelty booth here at Merrittville, as well as t-shirts and a lot other great memorabilia for you to take home with yourselves. Green flags out. Our 30-lap Pro Stock feature is underway. The number 5 of Jeff Damon trying to get that early lead. The 13 at DeVos inside the 12S of Dave Schultz. The 21K of Roger Kreitzer is in 5th. Oh, Zimmerman. Butch Zimmerman gets turned around in turn 4. Allowing the number 5 of Damon, he's your leader. DeVos is 2nd. In 3rd is the 1A of Brian Hullowell. the 7S of Kevin. So as Butch Zimmerman gets back in line, your leader is going to be the number 5 of Jeff Damon. Outside him is the 13 of Steve DeVos. And the 1A of Brian Hollowell, the 7S of Sean Cuse. The 12S of Dave Schultz is in 5th. The field comes around turn 4. Starter Barry Davis gets ready to throw the green flag. We're back, green flag racing. Damon's your leader on the inside, but DeVos comes strong on the outside. Trying to take that lead away from Damon. Hollowell still in 3rd. Here comes the S7 of Sean Cuse. Schultz right behind him. Your leader is DeVos, getting by Jeff Damon. So DeVos in 13 taking over that lead. Damon still in 2nd. Hollowell gets a little tap. The 21K of Chrysler getting a little loose in turn 1, losing several spots, finds himself back in 11th position. DeVos now, the number 5 of Jeff Damon suffering off right rear flat. He'll be headed to the pit area after 3 laps. Your leader is the 13 of Steve DeVos. Hollowell is 2nd. The battle for 3rd is between the 7S of Sean Cuse and the Dave Schultz. The 20 getting a spin there. That was Jay Trees in turn 2. Oh, we got more cars. That's the number 6 of Butch Zimmerman again. Butch Zimmerman losing a wheel this time on the right rear. So he's going to need the hook to get back to the pit area. Beside him is the number 20. It looks like the 99 actually of Mike Martin, I believe, involved in that collision. So Butch Zimmerman suffering a rear tire loss. Obviously bouncing it right off the hub. He looks too happy as he puts his tire on his trunk lid. Your leader is going to be the number 13 of Steve DeVos. Behind him is the 1A of Brian Hollowell. The 12S is in 3rd. That's Dave Schultz. In 4th is the 7S of Sean. The 1 will actually be in 4th place. That'll be the 1S of Don Schultz. So we'll give a rundown of your field car. That's Bill Gill. In 10th is Lemaire. 12th is Gilbert. 13th is the 20 of Jay Trees. 14th is Damon. And rounding out the field, the number 99 of Mike Martin as we get ready to go back green flag racing. 4 laps complete, 26 to go. So DeVos is your leader. Here comes the 12S, so that's Dave Schultz. Right behind DeVos is Hollowell, heads on the outside, as well as the 1S of Don Schultz. Hollowell gets a little high, losing several positions as he comes around turn 3 and 4. So the 12S of Dave Schultz is your leader. Chrysler now up to 2nd. He was in 5th of the restart, taking him 1 lap. DeVos, the 13, is in 3rd. In 4th is the 1S of Don Schultz. In 5th looks to be Baker. In 6th is the 19 J of Harper. Chrysler getting high in turn 1 and 2, losing that position to the 1S of Don Schultz. So your leader is the 12S. That's Dave Schultz. About 15 car lengths ahead. The 1S of Dan Schultz is 2nd. DeVos getting loose in turn 4. Was running in the 3rd position. Finds himself now in 7th. As the 27 of Nick Mekuloff gets prepared to pass him. Mekuloff has slowed up in turn 1 and 2. Here comes your leader, 9 laps complete, 21 to go. That's the 12S of Dave Schultz. Chrysler is second. Dan Schultz is third as the yellow comes out for the 400 of Danny Gilbert. Oh, the number 20 car had gotten sideways. That was Jay Trees, and then in come the 7S of Sean Hughes into the side of him. Jeff Damon 7th. Lemaire is 8th. The 99 of Mike Martin is 9th. In 10th is the number 9 of Bill Gill. Green flag racing once again. Your leader's Dave Schultz, but Chrysler right on his tail. Here comes Baker on the outside in the 78. Trying to take away that third position from Dan Schultz. Dan Schultz getting on the inside of Chrysler. Chrysler now spinning there after Schultz giving him a tap in his rear, sending Chrysler around. He was in third position. So the 1S rear of the pack. Dave Schultz is your leader. Baker is second. Jason Harper is third. Brian Hallowell is fourth. Derek Lemaire is fifth. Jeff Damon is sixth. Seventh is the 400 of Danny Gilbert. Eighth is the 13 of Steve DeVos. Then we have the 99 of Mike Martin in ninth. In 10th is the 7S of Sean Hughes. In 11th is the number 27 of Nick Mekaleff. Then we find the number 9 of Bill Gill, and the number 10th position is the 21 of Roger Chrysler. So the 1S being now pushed to the pit area. That's Dan Schultz. He was going to be regulated to the rear of the field for the spinning of the 21K of Roger Chrysler. It looks like he's actually suffered some damage to his car, unable it to get it to the pits on its own power. Pace car is going to be in. We'll be back to racing. 20-lap dash here to go. Your leader is the 12 of Dave Schultz. The number 5 of Jeff Damon right back into thick again. He started on the outside pole because of an earlier spin, had to go to the rear of the pack, finds himself back up into 5th place as your leader, the 12S of Dave Schultz, comes by the start-finish line. So let's watch the 5 of Jeff Damon. He's battling his way from the rear of the pack after starting on the outside pole. Finds himself in 5th place. So Dave Schultz, your leader. Baker is second. Jason Harper is third. Hollowell is fourth. In 5th, it's a battle between the 400 of Danny Gilbert and the 5 of Jeff Damon. Jason Harper getting loose in turn 2, allowing Hollowell down on the inside. Damon now on his rear end. Dave Schultz, your leader. Baker second. Harper's third. Hollowell still fourth. Damon looking to take him 3 wide into turn 1. He holds off, though. Allows Hollowell to go ahead of him. 400 of Gilbert has the 13 of DeVos on his tail. Chrysler trying to get back into the thick of things also after being spun out and having to start from the rear. 3 wide down the front straightaway. And it's the number 5 of Jeff Damon getting ahead of the 13 and 400 of Danny Gilbert. Your leader still Dave Schultz with 15 to go. Hollowell all by himself spinning out. DeVos suffering great damage to the front of his car. Still going under his own power. Looks like he's been shoved into his radiator. You can see the steam coming up underneath that bent hood. Battling in that 5th position. Finds himself losing it in turn 4, and he'll be at the rear of the pack. Coming up next here at Merrittville Speedway. Just remember, everybody, as mentioned, if you want some programs, get your lucky program down at the novelty booth. Programs are first edition of Merrittville's 2002 edition. Green flag racing once again, 15 laps, remaining. So, Dave Schultz, looks like we got another car there, turned around in turn 2. Your leader has been, for the previous 11 laps, the 12S of Dave Schultz. Baker is second, the 78. Third is the 19J of Jason Harper. Fourth is the number 5 of Jeff Damon. Starting in the rear of the field after that earlier spin, finds himself in fourth with 14 laps to go. Could he pull off a victory here at Merrittville this evening? He's on the outside of the 19 junior of Jason Harper. Going for that third position, here comes Baker on the outside of the 12S of Dave Schultz, looking to take over that first position. Baker on the outside looking for the bite. Here he comes flying down the front straightaway, trying to set up the 12S of Dave Schultz to take over that lead. Damon now comfortably in third himself. In fourth, here comes the 7S of Sean Cuse. Junior Jason Harper. The 7, in fact, is a lap car. So fourth place is Jason Harper, fifth is Lemaire, sixth is Gilbert, seventh. Here goes a battle for your lead. That's Baker on the outside of the 12S of Dave Schultz. Baker been trying to reel him in for the last couple of laps. There he is, flying on the outside. Schultz on the inside, the outside, coming into turns 3 and 4. Baker pushing a little hard into turn 4, riding high, allowing Schultz that extra bite. Schultz is your leader with 10 laps remaining. Damon is third. Lemaire is fourth in the 56. And fifth is the 19 junior of Jason Harper. Your leader continues to be the 12S. Of Dave Schultz. Baker had caught him down that back straightaway, but went too high. In turn 4 and lost the lead. So Schultz holds Baker at bay as Damon now out by himself in third. Lemaire is in fourth, and in fifth is the 19 junior of Jason Harper. Here comes your leader, Dave Schultz, the 12S. Looking as if now he's pulling away from the 78 of Baker. Baker did have his chance. Damon's up to third. In fourth is going to be the 19 junior. In fifth is the 27 of Nick Mekaleff. But Derek Lemaire is right on his doorstep. So Schultz now comfortably out in front with 6 laps remaining. Five remaining as your leader goes by the start-finish line. Baker still in second. Baker trying to find some bite on the outside to reel in the 12S. Damon, the 5, remains in third. Behind them are lap cars of the 7S of Sean Cuse and the 400 of Danny Gilbert. In fourth is the 19 junior of Jason Harper. Fifth is the 56 of Derek Lemaire. 4 laps remaining. To go. Schultz is still your leader. Baker is second. Damon is third. Jason Harper is fourth. Lemaire is fifth. The 27 of Nick Mekaleff is sixth. In seventh is the 99 of Mike Martin. Eighth is Roger Chrysler as your leader goes by the start-finish line with 2 laps remaining. flag lap, this time by your leader. Since the third lap has been the 12S of Dave Schultz with 1 to go. Here comes your leader for the checker flag and winner, the 12S of Dave Schultz. Second will be the 78 of Rick Baker. Here comes your third place car. That's the 5 of Jeff Damon. In fourth is going to be the 19 junior of Jason Harper. And in fifth place will be the number 27 of Nick Mekaleff. So we have it, your top 5 in tonight's 30-lap Pro Stock. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, your 30-lap Pro Stock feature winner, the 12S of Dave Schultz. Well, Dave, 30 laps of action, got the lead early in the race, and you had a challenge from the 78 of Rick Baker, but other than that, you were all alone.
Yeah, the bottom of turn 2 got really wet there for a while. A couple puddles splashed up, and I started spinning my tires pretty bad, and then Rick started getting some runs on me, so I started being real careful over there.
Well, good race for you here at Merrittville. Seeing that you're not a regular here at Merrittville, you seem to show the regulars here how to get around the track pretty good.
I love coming here. It's too bad we only get to come here a few times a year, but I've always liked this track. It's a great place to come.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Your winner of the 30-lap Pro Stock feature, the 12S of Dave Schultz. Let's give him a big hand.
Modified feature. Top 6 cars, 2 in each heat, redrew for their starting position, and this is the way they'll go. Going from the first starting position, inside of row number 1 will be the 123 of Robbie Kroll. Outside of him in the second position, car number 72, Larry Lampman. Going from the third spot, second row, inside will be the number 42 of Pete Bicknell. Outside of Bicknell in the number 5, it'll be Fred Carlton. From the 5th starting spot, the 99 of Greg Panunti. The 6th starting spot, car number 22, it will be Dan Miller. Behind the wheel of the 3B, Chad Brockman. He'll go from the 7th starting spot with Brian Stevens in the 44 lining up next to him. From the 9th starting spot, the 38 of Scott Wood, side by side with the 11 of Jamie Turner. 5W of Ron White will line up side by side with Rick Rickner in car number 26. Fred Cade aboard car number 12, side by side with the 93 of Todd Gordon. Harry Sittler in the 17C, and we're under green. Down the back straightaway, 2 cars side by side, looking for the lead. The 123 of Robbie Kroll on the inside. On the outside, it's the 72 of Lampman. And Kroll will lead the lap number 1. And looks like the number 22 of Dan Miller has quit, and they stack him up behind him. Well, we're under caution with 2 laps completed, 48 more to go. Wow. 2 laps have been completed. The 72 of Larry Lampman, your leader on the speedway. Pace car in the infield. Starter Barry Davidson looks them over up in turn number 4. Off the number 4 turn, green flag is out, and we're underway. Larry Lampman out in front, battling with the number 123 of Robbie Kroll in second. Sitting there in third place, car number 42, Pete Bicknell. Here comes Brian Stevens. Flying Brian on the move, coming up on the outside, along with the 99 of Greg Penunti. Chad Brockman also in the middle of the lead, with Scott Woods, number 38. All those cars on the move, moving up through the pack, along with Rick Rickner. Rickner in the number 26 car has broken away from the rest of the field. Larry Lampman, car number 72, brings the field through turns number 3 and 4. Off the number 4 corner, down in front of the grandstands once again. In the 123, he's on the high side of the speedway. Pete McNell goes underneath in the number 42. But it's Greg Penunti holding on to that number 2 spot. Pete McNell trying to gain something, looking for some height on the high side of turn number 2. Can't quite get it as Penunti holds on. Here comes Pete McNell once again in the number 42, trying the high side of turn 4. Can't make the car work up there. 123 of Robbie Kroll holding on the inside lane. Around the Merrittville Speedway this evening, but it looks like the 72 of Larry Lampman has a quick line. He's on the inside, hugging that interior rail. Himself as he comes off the number 4 corner. Pete McNell, car number 42, is moved up into second. Greg Penunti is third in car number 99. Fourth belongs to the 123 of Robbie Kroll. Running in fifth place, Brian Stevens. Then Scott Woods, 38. Bicknell now it's caught up to our leader, Larry Lampman, in the 72. Lampman, as we suspected, got held up by some slower cars. Gave Bicknell the opportunity he's been looking for. Andy Green in the number 24 car heads pit side. Out in front. Pete Bicknell in the 42, right there on his back bumper. Third place belongs to the number 99 of Greg Penunti. Number 42 of Bicknell going to the outside, up in turn number 3. As we come off the number 4 corner, coming down halfway through our 50-lap modified feature, it's still Lampman out in front. Car number 99 sits in third spot. Right behind him is the 123 of Robbie Thrall. Then Brian Stevens. Stevens has closed the gap. He's right on the back bumper of that 123. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. It's still Larry Lampman, car number 72, and right there, his shadow is the 42 of Pete Bicknell. And we're under caution as two cars come together up in turn number 4. That's going to slow them down. We'll have a restart. With 29 laps completed, scheduled for 50. Pace car pulls off the racing surface, field on their own. Your leader, Larry Lampman, car number 72, he'll set the pace. Starter Barry Davidson looks them over up in the number 4 corner. Green flag, there they come down the front straightaway into the number 1 corner. Dwayne Winfield in the 53, looking the wrong way up there in the number 3 corner. Brings the caution out once again. Scott Wood in the 38, running very strong the last few weeks. Maybe he can get through traffic and take over our leader. 32 lap show and scheduled for 50. And the green is out. Here we go once again. Carlton in the number 5. Something broke on that car. He's headed to the pit area. by Brian Stevens in the 44. And Stevens goes to the outside. Brian Stevens, car number 44, going around the outside of the 123. Can't make it stick once again. White into 5W, lost the handle up there in turn number 1. Bringing the caution out once again with 37 laps showing on the lap counter. Pace car picks up. Well, there's the white flag being shown in the field. Next time around, we're going to go back racing. The track is clear. The track is fast. We're ready to go. 37 laps have been completed. Scheduled for 50. Pace car pulls to the infield. Larry Lampin, car number 72. He'll set the pace. Off turn number 4, picking up the speed. Green flag is out. We're underway once again. Line down low off the number 4 corner. Pete Bicknell in the 42 trying to catch up and reel in our leader. Here comes Brandon Hunting in the number 99. He's trying to close the gap along with the 123 of Robbie Kroll. Brian Stevens, car number 44, next in line, followed by the 38 of Scott Wood. Chad Brockman in the number 3 up to challenge Wood. Coming off 4, but Lampin gets the bite coming off the bottom of the number 4 corner. 7 laps to go, just 7 more to go in this feature. Caution. That's going to slow them down. Got a car off the number 3 corner, bringing the caution out once again. "46 laps showing on the lap counter, just 4 more to go. Less than a handful of laps remaining. The 7th job of keeping the 42 Pete Bicknell machine at bay. The 99 of Greg Panunti sitting in 3rd. 4th is the 123 of Robbie Kroll. In running fifth, car number 44, Brian Stevens. Just out of the top 5, the 38 of Scott Wood, the number 3 of Chad Brockman. Okay, we've only got 4 laps to go. Who's going to win out there tonight? How about the number 72 of Lampman? Is he going to hold him off? How many think Bicknell's going to get by? The 42 of Pete Bicknell. We got any Bicknell fans here tonight? Greg Penunti. He could pull it off. These two get in a battle. How many Greg Penunti fans we got? We're going to know in 4 more laps. We got Robbie Kroll out there in the 123. I know we got Robbie Kroll fans out there someplace in the grandstands. Cheer your favorite on to victory. 4 laps remaining. Brian Stevens has as good a chance as anybody. Brian Stevens fans, let's hear from you. Number 3 corner, it's Bicknell on the high side. Downstairs, it's the 72 of Lampman. And they're still side by side going into the number 1 turn. It's going to be a battle right down through the checkered flag. Here comes flying Brian Stevens right up through the middle off the number 2 turn. Stevens trying to make a move. Bicknell, Lampman side by side off turn number 4, and Lampman has the advantage. 2 laps remaining, just 2 more trips around. Lampman trying to hold off. Lampman into 72, holding on to the inside line. Bicknell on the outside, down the front straightaway. White flag, 1 more lap to go. Bicknell got the bike coming off turn number 2. We got a new leader on the speedway. Pete Bicknell off that number 2 corner, got the bite he wanted. Lampman now runs second. Bicknell come down for the checkered flag and the win. Pete Bicknell gets the win. Larry Lampman will run second. Robbie Kroll, the 123, is third. In 4th place, it looks like the 38 of Scott Wood. Then Greg Penunti in the 99 will be 5th. That's unofficial. Well, we'll give you the top 5 officially now. The 42 of Pete Bicknell, your winner. 72 of Larry Lampman coming in second. He will get the spot down at Syracuse, the Super Dirt Week. The 123 of Robbie Kroll ends up in 3rd spot. The 99 of Greg Penunti will be 4th, and the 38 of Scott Wood coming home 5th. Hey, we got our fireworks coming up next, so hold your seats. Keep your eyes peeled over there in turn number 2. That's where they will be set off from, so the fireworks coming up here very shortly. We thank everyone for being here tonight. We apologize for the conditions of the track, but with all the heat and humidity, hard to keep the moisture in the speedway here this evening. Lots of racing taking place with extra distance in all divisions, but I'll tell you what, some very fine racing out there tonight. Well, we have our man Jim Hanley down there on the front straightaway. He'll get an opportunity to talk to both Pete Bicknell and Larry Lampman in just a moment.
Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the driver of the number 42, the winner of our 50-lap, 358 Sunoco Fuels Syracuse Qualifier, the number 42 of Pete Bicknell. Well, Pete, another great race, your 4th victory here at Merrittville. Caution came out at lap 46. Could you have caught him if there was no caution?
Well, I was trying everything I could try. Larry had a good line. He had that bottom sewed up so well that there's so much traction off the bottom. I was good in the top 1 and 2, except a pretty heavy cushion, so I'd push over it and then I'd have to back off for a little bit. But 3 and 4 up top, there was nothing. So I had to just hope I could get that run on him and get back down for 3 and 4. But I was trying to set him up everything I could think of, and I just couldn't get there. But he ran a great race and just kind of went my way that last couple laps.
Well, Pete, another great win for you here at Merrittville. There's no asking you the question. You'll be at Syracuse in October.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll be there Wednesday, actually, with a big block car this week. They've got a special 75 lapper, so we got that same car we ran the big block race with at the end of last year. We're going to run it all 3 shows this year at Syracuse.
Just one more question, and seeing that you said you're racing that big block. Last year's big block race was something for you if it wasn't for the fuel, I guess, eh?
Yeah, it was a great race. It was a lot of fun, and I think that's what's got us going back there. Jim Beachy will be driving his car again, and he was so enthused with the way we ran that he wanted us running to all the races this year, so it should be a lot of fun.
Well, Pete, congratulations again. See you in Syracuse in October. There's your winner, the number 42, Pete Bicknell. We'll get a quick word here with Larry. Larry, great race, led a lot of laps. I know for sure you didn't want to see the caution come out. I believe Cosgrove expired the rear end, but still a great race.
Yeah, it was a great race. You know, to finish second to Pete, you know, it's great. You know, he's the best, and but you know, it would have been so nice to win. We ran the same line every lap. We didn't screw up that last corner. It's just he just got a real good run on the top, and that's all it took. But I just got to thank the sponsors, Entrepreneur Expansion Corporation, Young Automotive. Those are the guys that make this. Let us come out here every Saturday night, so we appreciate it. And thanks to all the fans, because without you guys, it wouldn't be what it is.
That's true. It wouldn't be what it is. And like Larry says, if it wasn't for sponsors, a lot of these drivers wouldn't make it out. Larry, just a question. I probably already know the answer. Even though you won the Syracuse qualifier, would we expect to see you there?
Well, I'd love to be there, but unless someone has a good engine that we can take down there, this is our only one. It's a Dale Stroud motor, but you know, if someone has about $25,000, $30,000 they want to lend us to get a motor out, we'll be there.
Well, Pete's got a few down in the garage. He's probably got a half dozen. But anyways, here's your second place winner in the Syracuse qualifier, the number 72 Larry Lampton. Let's give him a big hand. Just a reminder, everyone, stick around. We're going to have a great fireworks display coming right up.